Okay, so here's the thing about the Pokemon world that nobody really talks about. Not everyone gets to be a Pokemon master. I know, shocker. While Ash is out there collecting badges and probably still somehow 10 years old, someone's got to be cleaning up all those fainted Rattata off Route 1. And trust me, that's just the beginning of the weirdness. So I went down this rabbit hole the other day thinking about all the jobs that have to exist in the Pokemon universe that we just never see. And honestly, some of them are absolutely unhinged. Like, we're talking about a world where literal gods exist in balls you can fit in your pocket, so of course the employment situation is going to be bizarre. Let's start with what might be the most stressful job ever conceived, Pokeball tester. Picture this, you're in a lab somewhere and your entire job is to throw Pokeballs at increasingly angry Pokemon to make sure the balls actually work. Hey Jim, we need you to test this new Ultra Ball prototype on that Gyarados over there. And Jim's just standing there like, I didn't sign up for this. But he did. He literally did sign up for this. Every single day he's testing balls on Pokemon that could absolutely obliterate him. And for what? Minimum wage and the faint hope that today won't be the day a Machamp breaks free mid-capture. The turnover rate for this position has to be insane. And speaking of jobs where you question your life choices, let's talk about gym referees. You know those guys who stand there during gym battles just watching? What exactly are they doing? Are they making sure nobody uses a gun? Are they checking if Pikachu's using performance-enhancing rare candies? Because from what I can tell, their main job is to stand uncomfortably close to devastating elemental attacks and occasionally say Onyx is unable to battle. Like, yeah, thanks ref, we can see that the giant rock snake is unconscious. Very helpful. But here's what gets me. These people have to be there for every single challenger, every single one. That means they're watching 10-year-olds with level 5 Caterpies challenge Brock's level 14 Onyx, and they just have to stand there and watch the massacre happen. That's not a job, that's psychological torture. Now here's where it gets really weird. Somebody has to be a Pokedex field agent. Like, we know Professor Oak gives out Pokedexes to kids, but someone had to fill those things with information first, right? Which means there's some poor researcher whose job is to go find wild Pokemon and document their height, weight, and apparently their tendency to kidnap children or cause natural disasters. Oh yeah, this one's Drifloon. It grabs kids and flies away with them. Let me just get a little closer to measure its wingspan. Who is doing this? Who signed up to be the person who has to get close enough to a primate to accurately record that it becomes enraged at the slightest provocation? I want to meet this person. I want to ask them if they're okay. But wait, it gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. Pokemart restockers. Think about the logistics here. Someone has to be shipping potions, antidotes, and full heals to every single Pokemart in every region. That means there's a supply chain. There are warehouses. There are truck drivers hauling thousands of potions through routes where wild Pokemart just hang out waiting to attack literally anything that moves. Hey Bob, you're on the midnight delivery to Lavender Town. Bob's just sitting there like, I haven't seen my family in 3 months because a Snorlax blocked Route 12 again. And don't even get me started on inventory management. Some poor soul is in the back room of the Celadon Pokemart counting repels and wondering where their life went wrong. And then there's the berry fertilizer developer. Yes, someone has to figure out how to make berries grow faster and better. Somewhere in the Pokemon world, there's a scientist in a lab coat staring at a citrus berry like, what if we add more nitrogen? This is a real job that has to exist because trainers are constantly needing berries for everything, healing, contests, baking poffins, whatever. And you know what? I bet this job is actually super competitive. I bet there are berry fertilizer conferences where researchers present their findings on optimal Oran berry yield rates. Yes, hello, I've discovered that Oddish manure increases growth speed by 23%. This is someone's entire career. Okay, but the daycare situation, we need to talk about this. The daycare people are just watching your Pokemon reproduce. That's their job. Oh yeah, we don't know how the egg got there. It just appeared. Sure it did, sure. These people are running what is essentially a Pokemon breeding facility, and they act like it's all very mysterious and wholesome. Your Scyther and Ditto were getting along great. I bet they were. And someone has to monitor all of this. Someone has to make sure the Pokemon are compatible, healthy, and not causing property damage. Can you imagine putting Pokemon daycare parent on your resume? Yes, my responsibilities included facilitating interspecies relationships and pretending not to know where eggs come from. Here's one that sounds innocent until you really think about it. Wild Pokemon relocation specialist. This is the person who has to move wild Pokemon when they're causing problems. Got a muck in your city's water supply? Call this person Electrode rolling around a power plant? This person's problem now. Somewhere out there, someone's job is literally just to convince angry wild Pokemon to please move somewhere else. Excuse me, Mr. Tyranitar? Would you mind not destroying this village? Could you maybe go destroy that mountain over there instead? And the Tyranitar is just like, no. And then this person has to figure it out anyway because that's literally their job. The danger pay for this position must be astronomical. Or it should be. It's probably not. So here's what I keep coming back to. Somewhere out there in the Pokemon universe, there's a guy whose entire job is just to feed wild Onix. That's it. That's the whole job. Because Onix eat rocks and dirt, and presumably someone has to make sure the wild ones near populated areas aren't eating people's houses or important infrastructure. This person wakes up every morning, packs a truck full of boulders, and drives out to wherever the wild Onix hang out. Here you go, buddy. Fresh rocks, just how you like them. And the Onix probably doesn't even appreciate it. It's just like, yeah, rocks, great, whatever. This is someone's actual career path. They went to school, maybe got a degree in Pokemon nutrition or geology, and ended up as the designated Onix feeder. I think about this person a lot. And you know what the wildest part is? Every single one of these jobs is incredibly dangerous. Pokeballs could explode, gym battles could go sideways, wild Pokemon could just decide today's the day they're done with your nonsense. The supply trucks could get attacked by a pack of Mightyena. The berries could turn out to be poisonous. The daycare Pokemon could rebel. The Onix could still eat your truck even after you feed it. In the Pokemon world, literally every career is a hazard, except maybe being Nurse Joy. She's just vibing in the Pokemon Center with her Chansey, healing your Pokemon for free, and somehow never dealing with insurance claims or medical malpractice lawsuits. Nurse Joy has it figured out. Everyone else is out here risking their lives for minimum wage, and the slight possibility of not getting trampled by a Rhyhorn today. So yeah, next time you're playing Pokemon and you're annoyed that the Pokemart is out of Ultra Balls, just remember, someone had to risk their life driving through tall grass to restock that shelf. Show some respect. We'll stick around for the best Pokemon channel that exists, I guess. I mean, probably anyways.